right?
So how was it?
It was good. It was physical. We probably got about 89 plays in today. Finished out with a little work on the goal line. Really our first live session of the goal line, other than some walkthroughs, and so that was good. We did some short yardage earlier in the week, goal line today, and it was good. A lot of film to learn from, and that's what you want. A lot of situational things, down in distances, red zone. So I love it. Today it's crazy. We're past the halfway point, and so I just challenge the guys to really evaluate where we're at. I like the progress we're at, the progress we've made, and the direction we're going.
How the quarterbacks look today, and what stands out about each of them to you?
Yeah, I think it's been a solid week for them all three of them. Mike made some really, he can make some things happen when he's in, a situation where maybe there's a pass rush and you can kind of backpedal out of there, buy you a split second longer. And, you can see his arm talent kind of show in those situations, finding a way to get rid of it and make a play, and Demo's been just consistent all spring, Sammy had a nice touchdown throw towards the end too. So all three of them had their times where they showed up.
You talked about the goal line. What can you learn from your players in the situational goal line?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. And we had one, and we really were focused on trying to stay inside the 3-yard line, but we had a false start. We had a false start, so all of a sudden you're on the 3-yard line, and it goes back to the 8. And so those are the repercussions that go along, the consequences that go along with making a mental mistake. And we kept it on the 3 because we wanted to work that situation in particular. But it's great stuff for us to learn from, and I'd rather have that happen now than in September or October.
Kalen, you seem to be doing pretty good with injuries for spring ball. Today it looked like you were missing about 6 defensive guys.
Yeah, and really I think all of those are just little tweaks, and we're just trying to make sure nothing happens. We still got a lot of practice left. And so nothing major, just a lot of little things we're just trying to take a lot of precaution.
Kalen, there's been a lot said in the last week nationally about NIL and kind of its role in the landscape right now. I know Nick Saban talked about it being unsustainable. Lincoln Riley said that it's changed the landscape completely with recruiting. Do you feel like NIL is currently being used the way that it was intended to?
Probably not. And I think a year ago to where we're at now, I'm sure there's a lot of things that we never imagined that it would be, and I'm sure it will change in the next 6 to 12 months as well. We probably don't know what it's going to be, a year from now. So you got to adjust and try to continue to stay the course and do what's right. The word sustainable is probably a good one to question, is it or not? And it seems like at the pace it's going right now, I think there's a lot of places where it would be hard, but I think if you do things right, you build a good foundation. I think in our case, what we have around us, I think it can be sustainable.
Do you have recruits communicate to you that NIL money is a priority for them?
It comes up, and then we want to be upfront. We want to be aggressive and sharing with them that those opportunities exist too.
For the time being, until things change, how much has it changed the recruiting landscape in the way that you have to go about it?
From before when there was no NIL, yeah, a lot, because it is a part, of pretty much every conversation in some form or fashion. And so, it's changed the landscape a lot. I think hopefully we can get back to where our team is our current team and current roster is the one that I think the intent was for, where they can take advantage of it. And, I'm all for it. I'm all for that happening. We just got to make sure, like you said, that we're sustainable, that it can continue to be that way.
After today's scrimmage, will there be a lot of movement, you think, when you go back and grade it? And will you move guys from 2 to 1 and down to 3?
Yeah, there'll be some guys that get more opportunities. I think a guy like Devon Banks had a couple picks today. He did a nice job, and so it was kind of really something where he jumped out, and that gives him the opportunity to get some more reps. Probably, we'll talk as a staff, but there's different guys that got opportunities and they took advantage of it.
Have things been pretty much commonplace with the lineup, just keeping it there, or has it been a lot of movement?
Yeah, no, I think there's been a core group, I think, with each position that takes the field for the most part, and then you rotate a guy or two in.
I think the door is always open.
I think that will probably still be the case, because I think you kind of know who your your first group is with some rotations. But there's some guys that we certainly got to take a stronger look at.
What have you seen out of Pehopa, both out of his physical skill set and also his personality, which seems to be pretty colorful?
I'm glad you brought him up, because I'm really proud of that guy. He really has a mindset. I was just talking to him in particular right after the scrimmage here, and I just feel like mentally he's really maturing a lot, and physically he's in there. He's just causing problems. He's tough. He can move. He plays hard, and I thought he had a really nice scrimmage today, and so I can't wait to see the film and really focus on him.
What kind of
besides Michael Penix, because we talked about him quite a bit, how about your other transfers that have come in? Cam Wright, Aaron Dumas, Junior Alexander.
Yeah, no, Cam Wright, another good one to bring up today, because we do what we call shout-outs on Fridays at the end of the scrimmage and at the end of every Friday. And Cam Wright got some shout-outs from his teammates today, talking about how physical he's been, and how hard he plays and how he's learning the defense here very quickly, considering he didn't have the times in the winter to learn it and spend in-person time like you want. So he's been doing a great job. I really think he's adding and bringing a lot to our program.
what kind of role do you envision for a guy like Giles Jackson in this offense?
Giles got a shout out too. There's about 10 guys that got shout outs, and those were 2 of the first ones. And so you guys are hitting it right on the head with
We're not watching practice.
With who I feel like you're up there in the box taking a peek. But Giles has been all over the place. He's such a versatile guy, and I had a conversation with him right during warm-ups today, about how great a job he's doing. He's getting the ball in handoffs in different ways and working the slot a little bit, can play a little bit in the outside. So I feel like he's one of those guys that from the first day he lined up here this spring to where he's at now, he's not a different guy, but he's improved every single day, and it's really cool to see. And his mindset and where he's at, I think he's in a really good place. It's really cool.
I'm curious, maybe not just this year, but in a big picture sense, what do you want the spring game, the spring game to be in terms of an event?
Yeah.
Program around it.
Yeah, it should be a great event, chance for our guys to have some fun in front of the fan base. I'd love to pack this place, and have it be just an extension of what we're going to do in the fall. An atmosphere that's exciting. People can't wait to see the Dogs step on the football field. We won't be able to play a game. I'd love to split teams up, have a draft, things like that. We just got a couple positions, linebacker and running back in particular, where you wouldn't have enough guys to be able to play a full game. We need to be able to rotate. And so, just giving ahead, that's what we call the preview, and so kind of do that even going into spring ball, that would be the case. But I want it to be an awesome atmosphere. This place loves its ball, and we're looking forward to 2 weeks from now, continue to get better, to put a great product on the field and have some fun.
Do you see it as a big recruiting weekend too? I mean, just sort of the more peripheral stuff other than what's happening.
Yeah. I think the atmosphere and the environment is huge for our recruiting, and the guys that come and see us on that day, we want them to see what it's all about here. I think have done a great job of bringing guys in every single day, and consistently, and so it will probably be a little bigger day then, but we've had 14 practices to also bring guys in, and so spending that one-on-one time with them during these days is critical.
You being the offensive-minded coach, did you guys score a lot of touchdowns today?
It was very balanced. Thought the defense right away came out, did a nice job. We kind of go in a rotation, the ones, twos, and they did a nice job early on. And then the offense got a little steam, and then we moved the ball to midfield, so it was a shorter field to work with, and it was really good give and take. I'm really proud of where both sides of the ball are at, And again, today's going to be great to learn learn from the mistakes and also learn from the things that went really well.
What was the longest touchdown?
The longest touchdown was probably 40 to 50 on a pass to the right side.
Who was in there?
Actually, I think we had 2 of them. I think both. I'm trying to remember. I think Penix and Sam each had one. There was a couple. Man, you're really putting me on the spot. I'm working both sides. I'm worried about who's up next. I will say this. I think just in general, I thought Taj Davis had a really nice day. I know you guys are always looking for for new faces that really stepped up. I thought offensively, Taj made some nice plays. I thought J-Mac made some really nice plays. Devin Culp was very consistent as well. On offensive line, I think Troy all week long has done some really good things. So, those are some of the guys, I guess, that had highlights, not just specific plays.
Moving over to the defensive side, who are some guys who maybe got some shout-outs today or that you'd like to highlight?
Yeah, Devon Banks, I just said, had a couple interceptions. There was a questionable call on the goal line session where we couldn't tell if he was past the goal line when the ball came out, but he came up with the ball on that too, so he was the man around the ball all day. I think our defensive ends, our edges have really caused a lot of problems all spring. With Trice and ZTF. In particular, just they're tough to handle off the outside. Cam Bright again came along really well. I think Asa continues to get better. I can go on and on, but interior, we talked about Klopp. I really love what he brings. Those guys are really building the mindset and creating an attitude up. Good? All right,
Thanks,
good.
Coach.